There's my microphone. I was like, hang on a second, your girl needs to put on the microphone. Hi, how's everybody doing? Okay, hang on, sorry. I'm just fixing something real quick. Let's see if it, okay, I think I fixed the freezing situation. Yeah, happy Monday, everyone. Just gonna wait a little bit for people to pop on. How was your weekend? How are you? What's new? If you happen to be in Patreon, which is one of the areas that I'm streaming this, you can totally stay there and kind of chat with me in the comment section there. Or you could hover over my little screen and there should be a little button where you can pop out into YouTube and chat with us there. So lots of little spots to be able to interact for today with class. Speaking of class, I'm very excited. I know last week we did a recovery class. That was really nice. I really enjoyed doing recovery-oriented things. Today, though, we are going to work through like more of a power flow. We are going to work on our shoulders. I was doing a class on Friday that I really liked, where I was kind of like taking from other things I was teaching that week. So I want to revisit it. We'll definitely be working on some binds and things. So if you have difficulty with your shoulders, you can grab for a strap and have that as, you know, something that's going to assist you with some of the binds that we're going to do. But we are just going to do in general a lot of prep work with our internal rotation, which is one of the rotations that I personally struggle with. I'm very front of my shoulder dominant. Yeah, my anterior deltoid, she's strong. She's strong, and I love her for that. But it can inhibit my rotation sometimes, and I want to work on that today. So we'll be doing a lot of like reverse namaskar work. Big excite. All right, I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes before we go. Again, blocks, some strappies, always nice to have. You know what else we haven't done in a while? We haven't looked through the book. I love going through the book. The big Ashtanga book. Let's see what the Ashtanga book holds for us today. Oh, that actually is kind of perfect for us today. Some TT Basana variations. It's going to lead nicely into what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll definitely work through some TTB. And if you're wondering, what the hell is that? This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Some deep binds, baby. Oh, wow. Well, we'll see how it goes. All right, angels. I say we get going because time slips through our very fingertips. All right. As you can see, at the top of my mat, I've got my blocks, got my straps. Let me make sure everything looks good. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, let's start actually standing. And I want to go through some shoulder flossing. Now, I have this perfectly ripped length of resistance band that I'm going to use just because I like having a little bit of leeway with my shoulders. If you want to challenge your shoulders a little bit today, you can go for a thicker band or you can go for a fabric strap. These are usually like the go-to things that people like to use for shoulder flossing. So if this works for you, cool. If you want to do a little bit of both, because I do just want to spend some decent time flossing today. All right. So I'm going to go wider than my shoulder width distance. I'm going to take the band up, back, and overhead. Now for your first few, don't be afraid to just allow the chest to open because sometimes this can be a really challenging sequence of movement for people, right? You can get a little creative, take yourself through some big circular motions to open up not only your shoulders, but also your lats, your side body. Sometimes I even feel that as deep as my QL or my low side back quadratus lumborum area. So, and guess what? Everything is interconnected, so good to do it all. All right, now if you're working with a stretchy band, take it in front of you and maybe you want to take a couple of chest openers here. If you're working with a strap, you can hold in a really tight spot and just hang out there, right? Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's ditch our straps, placing that at the front of our mats. And let's give our legs and our core a little bit of a warm up. We're going to do some single leg stretch marching. So lifting up one foot, tug, other foot, tug. This isn't a yoga thing. This is just a warm your body up thing. I'm also going to put my hair up. Just realized I didn't do that yet. All right. Now let's release our feet down towards the floor. Take a big sweep of the arms up towards the ceiling. And then bring the hands to heart center. Let's do that with breath. Again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now maybe for this last one, you stay hip width distance, or you want to bring things more traditional. So toes together, a little bit of space between the heels. Sweep your arms up, breath in. And with your exhale, let's take it down to a forward fold, hinging from the hips. Now hang heavy, pedal out your knees. Good, all right, we're gonna take a cross-legged stretch next. Right leg is gonna cross behind your left. I'm gonna bend my left knee and keep my right leg as straight as I can. If you feel like you want some blocks for this, you can absolutely give yourself some extra space. We'll walk the blocks over towards our left-hand side. Good, let's walk the blocks back through center. Switch your cross. And do the same thing other side. Now your right knee is bent, left leg is long. One more breath in. And breath out. Beautiful. Let's walk ourselves back through center. We'll uncross our legs, plant your hands, and step back into a high plank, just momentarily. We'll push into the floor with our hands, trying to spiral the arms externally and engage through our front line. Quadriceps on, take a breath in, and with your exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now same thing here, pedal out through your legs a little bit. Waggling from side to side, stretching out through your lats and side body. Now with your next inhale, come forward into your high plank and exhale back, downward facing dog. Repeat this 4 more times, and this can be as articulatory as you want. You can also make things interesting, like coming forward, bending your knees, sliding back. On our next one, let's come forward and down into a tabletop position, all fours. Now walk your hands back a little bit so that your tabletop position's a little bit tighter, and we're gonna stretch out the tops of your wrists. So we'll flip your right hand like a little pancake, palm facing up towards you, and then take some bends and extends through the arm. If you want a view from the front, I'm just bending the elbow out to the side or doing what I like to call bulldog arm. And then rotating. Really nice stretch for the top of the forearm. Oh, buddy. Okay, let's do the other side. Flip your left hand now. Bend the elbow out to the side and then try to fully extend through your arm. Good, we'll bring both of our hands back flat to the floor. Let's work through our cat-cows. So spinal extension and spinal contraction. This can be one of the first moments where you really start to flow with your breath, synchronizing the entirety of a movement with the entirety of your breath, inhaling or exhaling. One thing I've been personally doing just to make sure I am stretching that part of my body is really extending through my chin so that I'm stretching through the front of my throat, which has become tighter over time with the type of training I'm doing. All right. Now, the next time you come into a neutral position, let's keep our left hand where it's at, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and then thread your needle, taking right shoulder to the floor and right ear to the ground. Left hand can stay, left arm can reach up and overhead. If you want to start to include some bindings, here's a great place to do it. Left arm comes all the way up and around, tucking around the body, and finding the inner thigh or top of thigh. It can also just rest on your low back. All right, let's return left hand down to the floor. Bring yourself back up, but let's spin open into a modified side plank position. So right arm is going to reach up, right toes are on the floor. Now I want to take advantage of some extra moments to side stretch here. Good, and then lift up. Give yourself a little squeeze with the right arm so that you're pulling the latissimus dorsi down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Reach and pull. If you want a little bit extra, reach, and then with your exhale, lift up the leg and squeeze. Reach, squeeze. Nice. For our last three, maybe you want to pull the right knee in, turn this into more of a hip and oblique move. Good. The next time you tap right knee to right elbow, let's reach back, pull the heel towards your seat, stretch out the quadricep. Now kick the leg back, open up the chest, modified partridge position. And then we'll release and come back to all fours, tabletop. Let's do that warm-up sequence on the other side. Left arm reaches up. And with your exhale, thread the needle, left arm goes underneath you, shoulder and ear to the floor. Try to copy what you did on the other side. I progress my arm overhead for a little bit. And then I took it into my half bind. Amazing. Let's release, bring ourselves back to the floor, and let's open up into our modified side plank position. So left foot is onto the ground, left arm is reaching up and overhead. Let's start that sequence, reaching the left arm up and over, and then bend the elbow, pull down. Feel the engagement through your lat. Good. For a little extra, take that reach, lift up and squeeze. Good. For your last ones, if you added in the full crunch. Last two. And one. Let's capture the foot, pull it back, work into your quad stretch. Oh my God. Very sore in this left side quad. And then modified partridge position. Try to kick the leg back, work into back bend, open up your heart space. All right, let's release. Make your way back onto all fours, tabletop position. Reach your heart forward one time, tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's elevate our heels, bend our knees, see the front, travel to the front. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, forward fold. Now inhale, rise all the way up to standing. With your exhale, goalpost the arms, lift up the chest, squeeze the back, just like we were doing on our sides there. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, forward fold. Try to keep your spine flat as long as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's go through our first chaturanga. Modifications in place if you need them. Knees come down. Good, you can go low cobra or upward facing dog if you're feeling ready. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up the heels, bend your knees, see the front. travel to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, add in that goalpost. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing, inhale, breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now on this next one, if you want to up your ante a little bit, you can use a hop, lifting your heels, bending your knees, pushing yourself off of your feet, gripping into your fingertips to catch. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goalpost the arms, lift the chest. Good, inhale, reach back up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, you can step back, or if you hopped forward, maybe you want to try hopping back. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's pause here. Shake out the head no. Shake it out, yes. All right, with your next breath in, let's lift up our right leg. Open up your hip, bend into your knee. Let's tap right knee, right tricep, nice open hip. Inhale, lift it back high. Right knee, right wrist, nice and low. Inhale, lift back high. Knee to nose, step through, low lunge position. Turn your left toes out. We're gonna start in our warrior one position. So stacking the shoulders above the hips, turning the toes out, and I want you to feel the tailbone reaching underneath you, outside edge of the foot pushing into the floor. Square to the front, reach the arms up, inhale, breath. Exhale, take the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, lift up the chest, breath in. Exhale, work forward, right shoulder to your right thigh. In our humble warrior, there can be a tendency to swing the hips out to the side. Try to keep your hips pointing straight back. Good, let's bring ourselves back up. Reach the arms up, inhale, breath. Exhale, pivot off your toes, hands to the floor. Ekapada chaturanga, extend the leg back. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Let's do the other side. Left leg lifts. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale, lift high. Left knee, left wrist, nice and low. Lift the leg back high. Knee to nose, step through low lunge. Get set up for your warrior one again. Stack, reach the arms up. Try to push into the outside edge of your right foot. Lean into the front knee. Square the chest to the front as much as you can. Hands come behind you, half bind. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge, humble warrior. Now you can again just look down. Maybe you try to look back at your back heel, but try to keep swinging the hips to a squared position. All right, let's bring it back up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, take the hands down. Left foot steps back. Ekapada, or single-legged chaturanga. Upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Now take a quick child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Maybe you come onto your forearms and just take a moment to look to the screen. I'm gonna break down a hand position that we're going to add in. So shoulders, hopefully feeling a little more warmed up. We're gonna start to work through our reverse namaskar. Now our reverse namaskar is a prayer position at our low back, right? Now if you don't love this shape, you can also fist bump yourself. just go to knuckles, right? Or stick to your half bound position, or your fully bound position behind your back, even doing that with a strap, yeah? So we're gonna start to include that into our warrior ones and then spread out from there. Sounds good? Hey, good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you, my love. All right, so from that child's pose position, or wherever you're at, let's come back into our downward facing dog, okay? Right leg lifts up, inhale, breath. Exhale, open up your hip. Option to lower left forearm down to give you an extra stretch. Try to really anchor the left heel down. Good, bring the elbow up. Let's tap right knee to right tricep, and we're gonna slide it down to the wrist and up. 3, 2, and 1. Lift the right leg back high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through low lunge. Warrior one prep. Lift yourself up, inhale, breath. Exhale, reverse namaskar, or any of the shapes I demoed for you before. Good, elevate, open up your chest, and then let's hinge forward. Good, stay in this position with your flat spine for 3, for 2, and 1. Pivot off the toes, bend into the left knee, rise up into a high crescent shape. Exhale, open twist to the right hand side. Inhale, exalted warrior, left hand reaching up, right hand to your left hamstring. Exhale, low lunge twist, left hand to the floor, right arm high. Take a breath in. With your exhale, reverse the entire process. Meet me in a warrior 2 shape. Inhale, reverse, side body stretch. Beautiful, exhale, side angle. You can start with the elbow on the thigh. Inhale again, finding your reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Maybe you work a little bit deeper, hand to the block or hand to the floor. Now let's check out a half bind here. Internally rotate the left arm, so that means thumb points down, palm faces away. Bend the elbow, tuck in. If you're feeling ready for full binds, I won't stop you. Bottom arm wraps underneath. Now something that happens a lot here, because shoulders can be hella tight, the hips kind of swing back and you're kind of looking down, almost like you're in your warrior one. Resist the urge. Open up. I want you to feel like you're leaning into your inner thigh, and your inner thigh is a wall, okay? Hold for 3, holy shit. Last 2, and 1. Triangle position. Release and straighten out through your right leg. Breath in, gird your loins. Exhale, bring yourself up. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, low lunge. Square off of your back foot. Ekapada. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's do the other side. Left leg lifts. Hip opens, knee bends. For more depth, if you partied with me, right elbow comes down to the floor. I also like to anchor my right heel down. For 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up. Left knee, left tricep. Let's slide it down and up. 2, 1. Left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through, low lunge. Warrior 1, side 2. With your exhale, copy the same arms you did other side. I was rocking my reverse namaskar. Takes a second for me to get it. All right, now from here, hinge forward. Especially if you're working the reverse namaskar, just come to a flat spine. Try to not allow your wings to collapse down. Feel like you're trying to lift them up and become more aerodynamic. This is a terrible moment to have an itch on my nose. I'm just gonna itch it on my knee. 3, 2, and 1. Square off, high crescent. Whew, that was a journey for me today. All right, open up twist. Inhale, exalted warrior, left hand to your right hamstring, right arm reaches up and back. Low lunge twist, right hand down, left arm high. Breath in and breath out. Good, let's bring ourselves all the way up and around. Warrior two. That exhale was meant to be our lift, but your girl needed an extra moment. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, modified first, elbow to thigh. I want you to feel like you're flat. Again, that wall cue we were using, feel like you're up against a wall here. Inhale, reverse. Nice. Exhale, side angle, push yourself, go a little bit deeper without compromising. Half binds. Good, full binds if you added that in. Wow, my thighs are not having a good time today. 3, 2, and 1. Triangle. Ooh, lengthen through your front leg. Take a breath in. And exhale, bring yourself up. Keep the legs. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, low lunge. Take it all the way down. High to mid plank. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Lower your knees down. Take a moment. All right. We're gonna up our ante a little bit before we go forward. Because we're doing so much binding, I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't give us a little more of a shoulder opening, but now in the other direction, okay? So we're gonna work through some puppies. Thinking about also doing some forearm stand right now. I'm thinking about it, okay? We'll see. All right, so in our puppy, hands reach forward, heart space works down. Now, if you struggle with your arms kind of moving all crazy, elbows having a hard time staying elongated, I love doing a mat pull. Grabbing for the bottom of my mat, and then trying to work my chest down. I'm kind of crushing my microphone, but seems like it's okay. Good. If you want a little pulsing moment here, you can articulate up and back. Good. One more little moment to hold here. I'm feeling really open today. I'm actually going to stick some blocks under my hands. Yep, that upped the ante for me. Three, 2, and 1. Oh, bring yourself out. If you were in some intense neck extension there with me, maybe you take a moment to work through the neck a little bit. Okay, I know forearm stand is a bitch. I know it is. If you want to work the mechanics without actually having to do the balance, here's your assignment today. You're going to hold a block between your hands on its wide setting. Notice my elbows are also in alignment. And I want you to just work on, my bun's in my way. I want you to just work on moving this block up and overhead without the elbows winging out, okay? This is like a super essential type of ability, right? If we were to put this on the floor, we're essentially in our forearm stand, right? So that's a great option to just work the mechanics without actually having to be gravity bound, all right? If you want to work your forearm stand with me today, you can pull yourself up to a wall or work an open space. We're going to practice just some kick-ups on each side and some holds on each side, pretty brief. It's just been a few days since I did it, so I would like to work on some forearm stand. Also, one thing that I like to do to help me feel secure on my mat, I always like to set up, right? Set myself for success. Set myself up for success. Anyways, forearms and palms are going to start facing up towards me. Then I'm going to move the flesh of my forearms to the inside. So I'm moving my arms laterally right to left. Once I feel like I can't actually move my arms out to the side, I'm going to rotate my palms down. Great. From there, you can push up and back into your dolphin position. This can also be a spot that you just work on today. Challenging enough on its own, surely. Sometimes when I'm here, I like to work on almost like I'm cat-cowing my spine. Whew. 3. Without, of course, moving my body front to back. Oh, man, just that gave me a tough time. Whew. All right, I am gonna go for it though. Allez-y, vámonos. Okay, I'm gonna start with my least favorite side, left leg. Now, I'm going for a stag because I like stag. You can do whatever you want. Oh. Right, other side. Oh. Buddy, the shoulders are shouldering today. Okay, give yourself a moment. Hydrate. Wow, it's already 10:38 for me. So let's go through some last looks, some last bits of our flow. Meet me in your downward facing dog. Toes tuck, hips lift. I'm just getting my life together right now. Don't judge me. All right, right leg lifts, hip opens, knee bends. If you want, add that little forearm down detail. Tap, right knee, right tricep. Slide up and down. 3, 2, 1. Right leg lifts. Let's cross it to the opposite elbow. Same thing, down and up. Right leg lifts. Knee to nose, step through low lunge. Open up. We're going into our warrior one. All right, work your exalted or your reverse namaskar. I'm just like word salading right now out of my mouth. My God. Okay, hands behind you, either fist bump, namaskar, or bound. Wow. Hinge forward. Everybody, no matter what, have a flat spine. All right, now we're gonna take off and try to balance. Warrior 3 position. Hold those little airplane wings open. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. And 1. Bend into your right knee. Step back. Rise up, high crescent. Open up to your twisted lunge position. Now you work your exalted. Left arm up and back. If you want to work more depth, challenge yourself. 3, 2, and 1. Twist it. Left hand to the floor. Right arm high. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bring it up. Open up into your 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Modified version first. Inhale, reverse. With your exhale, side angle. More depth. Good. Half binds, maybe full binds. Now, if you're fully binding and you want to play, heel toe the left foot in a couple times, and then bring yourself forward into your Titibhasana B. All right? So you're half bound. You're kind of in this deep folded position. All right? Now start to lengthen out your spine. Lift up your right heel. Lean the weight into the left foot. Start to bring yourself up. We're trying to work our birds of paradise. Now, if you start to lose your balance, just release the grip. Reset. Find this first. Then you can start to play with kicking your leg out to the side. Maybe you want to be a bird of prey today. You lean forward. Good. Let's step back. Triangle. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bring yourself up and neutralize your hip. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, take it down to the floor. High to mid plank. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Let's do the other side. Then we'll take it down to the floor. Leg lifts, hip opens. Maybe forearm comes down to the floor. Asymmetrical three-legged dog. Breath in. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Slide it up and down. 3, 2, 1. Left leg lifts. Other side. Left knee, right tricep, down and up. Leg lifts. Knee to nose, step through. Last setup for your warrior 1. Bring it up. And then pick the arms you wanted to work with on side 1. All right, hinge forward. Now let's start to take off. Work into your warrior 3, balancing on your left leg. Airplane arms nice and open. Good. Step back. High crescent. Exhale, open twist. Inhale, exalted. Maybe you go to some deeper depths. Oh, buddy. 3, 2, and 1. Take it down to your twist. Left arm high, right arm down. Breath in. Exhale, let's take ourselves all the way up and open. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, modified side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, big papa side angle. Left arm down, right arm high. Binds, half or full. Heel toe, right foot forward a little bit. Step it forward. Titibhasana B, insect position. All right, if you want to birdie with me today, lean into the right foot, pick up your left leg, start your balance. Now this alone is an accomplishment, right? If you want to kick out, kick out. If you want to be a prey bird, be a prey bird. All right, let's bring it down. Triangle. Oh, such a relief. Breath in. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, take it all the way down. Last chaturanga. All right, let's walk ourselves to the center of our mats. Roll yourself up. Let's turn to the side. We'll open up our feet wider. This is gonna be part of our coming down to the floor routine, okay? So toes, turning in a little bit, heels out, hinge from the hips, connect to the core. Wide-legged fold. Good, if your shoulders are feeling good and kind of bindy, you can reach your arms through your legs. I'm even kind of resting my head onto the ground here. If you weren't a big fan of the forearm stand work, but you did want to invert, you can absolutely do some headstand work here. I love doing press handstands, but I've already done a handstand workout today, so I'm kind of good. What I will do, that's kind of a huge amount of effort in the other direction, is working in my half bind and my chin tuck. So in this variation where I have my arms bound, I have my chin tucked and I'm kind of looking up at myself. I can heel toe even wider, tuck even harder. And potentially try to get my hands onto the floor. Now there is a transition. If you've never done this before, I recommend just going slow, maybe having a spotter, but you essentially roll into your shoulder stand. So my triceps are on the floor and I bring myself up. All right, now I'm just gonna pike myself down to the floor because we're gonna work our way down to the floor. If you're still folded, you can come back onto your hands, sit yourself down one leg at a time, just any way that you can get butt down, facing long side of mat. Okay. Let's open up our legs. Straddle time. Hinge forward. Feel like you're trying to firm your legs into the floor. The way I like to do that is turning my sit bones down and almost acting like I'm trying to push myself up to standing with my legs. All right, let's bring ourselves up. And we're gonna work some side bending, starting first, moving over towards our left leg so that we're stretching our right side. If you want, you can try for a bent right leg. I'm not gonna say it makes the side stretching that much easier, but can just be a new and interesting way to take a side stretch. All right, let's bring ourselves back up. And let's take this right leg that's bent. If it's not bent, bend it. And then we'll turn it down towards the floor, making sure that the top of our right foot is on the ground and that your calf is kind of out of the way. So I like to just pick it up, push it off to the side. Hinge your way forward, stretch the hamstring. All right, let's bring ourselves up. Take a quick moment, stretching out through your quad. And then let's come up through center and work the other side. So, right leg is out. I did the bent leg version because that's what sounded awesome to me, okay? We'll side bend over towards our right leg, stretching out through your left side. Ourselves up. I'm going to take this left leg, close it down, ensuring that top of my foot is on the ground, calf is out of my way. Hamstring stretch first. And then a quick moment in a quad stretch. Oh, God, my quads are really having a time today. All right, now let's bring ourselves up. We'll turn our shin bone so that it's parallel-ish. Emphasis on the ish to the front of our mat. We're gonna work into a half pigeon. If you're not vibing with half pigeon today, you can just take your left leg, move it further behind you, open up the distance between, the hamstring and your calf, and fold forward, right? Your full half pigeon, taking yourself down. I'm just going straight into sleepy version. All right, let's bring ourselves up, and we'll do the same thing other side. I'm just gonna flip around. All right, let's bring ourselves up. Flip around to the front. And you can finish today either seated meditation. Again, we have 3 minutes. Or if you want to take a more traditional shavasana and lay down flat. Try to find a controlled breath pattern. Allowing the space between the brows and the eyes to be soft. We'll take one more inhale breath here. And exhale, breath out. Drop your chin down towards your chest. If you're seated with me, rock the head side to side. If you're laying down, rock your head from side to side. Move through your fingers. Maybe wiggle out through your toes. And if you're laying down, would like to join us seated, join us. As always, friends, I'm grateful to all of you for showing up for a physical practice online or in person, wherever you're at. I'm grateful to my teachers before me and their teachers before them. Thank you for letting me share this practice with you today. Wonderful job, friends. Woo. Oh, I needed that so bad. Hi, Denisha. Oof. All right, everybody. Amazing job. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. So, let's chat about our schedule for this week. Also, some new things I have coming up. I need to do my roots. Miriam, hi, my love. Okay, so my Patreon lovelies, this week we'll have our reset, same time on Wednesday, so 10 a.m. for Pacific times, 12 o'clock noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Thursday, we're going to do a bar class. That will be at noon my time. Sorry, I'm smacking the microphone. A 45-minute bar class, so noon, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. Takes me a second to do math. So really looking forward to doing those classes with you guys this week. Also this week I'm starting my new schedule at my new job. So hot Pilates, get ready. Wednesday, baby. I'm so excited. I got my sequence. I've got my playlist full of certified bangers, as you know. Yeah, lots of space in my upcoming workshop at Soho for wide-legged inversions. That'll be August 9th. Before that, I do have my retreat in Costa Rica. I do have space in that, but my room sizes are a little bit limited. So private rooms, I only have 2 left. And there's people flirting with taking those this week. So if you want to get in on that action, let me know. Yeah? All right, my darlings. So, so good to see you. And if I don't see you during the other classes this week, then hopefully I'll see you next week. Love you all so much. Have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming. See ya. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next time.